Part 2. I thought I was a good husband until silence almost cost me my marriage. A spoken word script. After that night on the floor, nothing suddenly became perfect. There was no music playing, no background song, no movie moment where everything fixed itself. There were no magic words. What came instead was effort, quiet effort, the kind that does not shout, the kind that wakes up every morning and says, "Let me try again." The first morning after, the next morning felt strange. The sun came through the curtains, the same way it always did, but the room felt different, lighter, careful, like to people holding something fragile, afraid to move too fast and break it. Amara sat on the bed, brushing her hair slowly. I stood by the wardrobe, holding my shirt, unsure of myself. Normally, I would rush. Normally, my mind would already be at work. But this time, I stopped. I said her name softly. Amara. She looked up. "Yes, I don't know how to do this well," I said, "but I want to learn." She didn't smile. She didn't cry. She just nodded. "That's enough for today," she said. And somehow, it really was. Learning how to talk again. We started therapy a week later. Walking into that room felt harder than any meeting I had ever attended. Talking about feelings made my voice shake. My palms were wet. Amara sat beside me. Sometimes she spoke. Sometimes she stayed quiet. After one session, on the drive home, I asked her something I had never asked before. "When did you start feeling alone?" She thought for a long time. "Not when you were busy," she said, "but when you stopped asking me how I felt." That hurt, but I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I listened. When small things became big things, love did not come back loudly. It came quietly. I stopped hiding in my study. I stopped answering emails at dinner. I started sitting beside her, even when we weren't talking. One evening, she was watching TV. I sat next to her. No phone, no distraction, just me. After a while, she placed her hand near mine. I didn't grab it. I waited. Then she held my hand herself. That was the moment. I knew we were healing. Trust is built, not announced. Some days were good. Some days were not. There were days she pulled away again. There were days I said the wrong thing. But now, we talked. No shouting, no silence. One night she said, "When you go quiet, I get scared." I answered, "When you pull away, I feel like I'm failing." We didn't solve everything that night, but we understood each other better, and that mattered. The wedding that almost ended us. Her sister's wedding came. The same wedding she once planned to leave after. As she packed her bag, she looked nervous. "You can still change your mind," I said. "I won't trap you." She looked at me for a long time. "I don't want to leave anymore," she said. "I want to stay and see what we become." At the wedding, people smiled and said, "You two are perfect." We smiled politely. They didn't know the truth. The truth was, we were real now. When love felt different. The first time we touched again, as husband and wife. It was slow. No pressure, no pretending, just honesty. Afterwards, She rested her head on my chest. "Promise me something," she whispered. "What?" I asked. "Don't become a stranger again." "I won't," I said, "even when I'm afraid." A normal day that changed everything. Months later, on a normal Tuesday morning, everything changed again. I was about to leave for work when she called my name. "Chaik." Her voice sounded small. She held something white in her hand. "I took a test," she said. "Actually, 3. My heart stopped. She nodded. "I'm pregnant." I sat down slowly. Then I cried. Not quietly, not secretly. I cried like someone who knew what it meant to lose and what it meant to be trusted again. She held my face. "We're doing this together," she said. "Yes," I whispered. "Together." A different kind of waiting. The pregnancy was not easy. Some days she felt sick. Some nights she cried for no reason. But I stayed. I went to every appointment. I held her hand when she was scared. Sometimes she laughed and said, "You talk too much to this baby." I smiled. "I missed my chance once," I said. "I won't miss it again." Stronger than first love. One night, we sat on the balcony, city lights below us. She placed my hand on her stomach. "I loved you when we first married," she said. "But this love is stronger." I nodded. "That love was easy," I said. "This one is chosen." She smiled. "I like this one more." The silence that became home. The day the baby came, everything changed. There was fear. There was crying. There was joy. When I held the baby, my hands shook. Amara looked at me and smiled. "You stayed," she said. "Yes," I answered. "I learned how." That night, our house was quiet. But this time, the silence was warm. It was full, and for the first time in many years, it felt like home.